Hey guys, how's it going? Angus here from Makers Muse. So what I've got here is the Up Mini. It's my original Up Mini that I use to do all my 3D printing videos, and I love it to absolute bits. It's about 3 years old, and I figure it's about time to do a review of this thing, so let's do it. So the Up Mini is probably one of the best value entry-level 3D printers on the market at the moment. In Australia they're about $750. I bought mine 3 years ago for about $1,300, and even then it was a pretty good deal. So the Up Mini is a smaller brother of the Up Plus 2, and they both come from a company called PP3DP, which stands for Personal Portable 3D Printer. They're also known as Delta Micro Corp, which is the factory, but they're known to other people as the Up printers. Very confusing, I know. They're also known in America as the Affinia brand printers. Exactly the same machines, just rebranded Affinia. So Affinia, Up, same thing. Yeah, got it? Good. So the Up Mini is one of the smallest 3D printers you can get on the market. It's got a print volume of 120, 120, 120 millimeters. So, yeah, pretty small. But what it makes up for that is it's just pure dependability. So basically, you send a print to the Up, and you're pretty much guaranteed it's going to be fine. So one of the really nice things about the Up Mini is it's completely enclosed, which is very rare to find on a printer of this size, and it's an ABS-only machine. So ABS plastic is very tough, very strong, but it's very difficult to print with. You can't have it in a very cold environment because it'll sort of warp and shrink on itself and crack, and all sorts of nasty things happen. So unlike a lot of other low-end printers that are PLA only, the Up Mini is ABS only, and namely it's Up brand ABS only. And the reason it's Up brand ABS only is because what Up has done is they've modified their plastic to work at a higher temperature than most other ABS. So let me explain. So the Up brand ABS works at about 260, 270 degrees Celsius, whereas generic ABS wants about 230 or 220 degrees Celsius. So there's a big difference in that. So I think they've done that mostly so you buy their filament, but also there's a reasonable explanation that black ABS and white ABS would normally melt at completely different temperatures. So by modifying them to all be a higher temperature, it makes the machine more dependable and more reliable. But it also means you can't easily use other filament because it's going to melt it too much, and you can't get a good finish. And the software the Up comes with, it's very powerful, very easy to use, but you can't change that temperature. And they've done that on purpose. However, it's very easy to mod on the hardware side by tricking the thermistor that detects the temperature of the nozzle. So you can actually just put a resistor in line with that, so a 12 ohm resistor works well, and it thinks it's already at a higher temperature when it's not, and it balances it out so you can use generic ABS quite well. And you might want to do this because, you know, the Up brand plastic only comes in a few colors. You might want to use a thermochromatic color, which is, you know, maybe it's changing from purple to orange with heat, and you want to use that. So using the resistor to trick it is very, very effective in making that print well. And I'll definitely do a video on how to do that because it's very easy to do and makes these printers far more powerful than you'd expect. So the Up Mini for its price has a really good construction. It's actually mostly sheet metal. So the front and the top cover are plastic, sure, but the insides are sheet metal, the sides are sheet metal, and most of the moving parts are sheet metal. So it's actually really well designed and made, but somehow they sell it for a really cheap price. In terms of mechanics, it's somewhat unusual in that the X-axis moves back and forth at the top, and the platform drops down with the Y-axis moving in and out. Or however I think they actually interchange X and Y in the software. But anyway, it's somewhat unusual, but it works very well, and it's exactly the same as the Up Plus 2. So if you look inside an Up Mini, that's an Up Plus 2, essentially. And the only real differences are what they've done in software. So they have the same motherboard at the back and the same brains, essentially. But what they do is identify it as an Up Mini, therefore the bed is 120mm cube. If it's identified as an Up Plus, it's 140mm cube. And you know, Up Mini, you're limited to 200 micron layer heights, whereas the Up Plus 2 you're limited to 150 micron layer heights. So that's all they've really done to justify that big price hike. And in my opinion, it's not enough changes to justify that price hike. There's a few mechanical changes, like the Up Mini has linear rods, the Up Plus has linear rails. Sure, it's nicer, but I've never had an issue in the entire lifetime of this machine, and it's printed a lot of stuff. in terms of connectivity, the Up Mini is pretty basic. It's USB port only. There's no SD card, so you can't slice on the computer and bring it via SD. And there's definitely no wireless. So it's actually got its own internal 2 gig SD card. But once it's printing, the data's stored on that, and you can unplug the USB port. So if you're printing with lots of ups, you can just sort of hot swap them as they're printing. You can't have more than one up plugged into a computer at a time because it freaks out, but you can hot swap them, which is no problem at all. So yeah, that's the Up Mini. I absolutely love this machine. I have a friend who had a rep wrap, and he was sort of building it for months and months. It would print well, then it would fall out of calibration, have to be recalibrated. He saw my Up Mini and pretty much bought one the next day. So they are that good, and if you're just getting into 3D printing and you don't want to spend too much money, absolutely buy an Up. The worst case, if you get into more 3D printing, is that you want to get a bigger printer. You just get another printer. You have 2 printers, and you have them parallel printing, so you get like double the print speed. And then the worst case is you don't want it. You can actually just resell them for pretty much the same price on eBay or something. But I don't know why you want to do that because they're so good. So thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Look forward to a FlashForge Dreamer review that's coming up very, very shortly. And also very excited to announce that I'm teaming up with a company called X3D. So this is a new Australian company, and thanks to them for actually lending me the FlashForge Dreamer that I'm going to be reviewing. But also they're bringing out some new filaments as well. So what they've done is they've absolutely considered all of the quality control that is usually missed with 3D printing filament these days, and they've really nailed down the really good quality stuff. So I'm really keen to sort of test out their new filament, and also sort of show you some more 3D printing reviews coming up soon. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I really appreciate it. If you'd like to subscribe, I do all sorts of 3D printing reviews and tips and tricks, and you don't want to miss those, do you? So see you around here soon on Makers Muse. Thanks, guys. Bye.